So chat.
Have you seen Drake's Instagram stories?
Yes, I've seen the hentai. Well, I haven't seen the hentai that he posted, but I saw the screenshots. Unless he posted new screenshots of new hentai, and that would be kind of crazy. Second, how are y'all liking Her Loss? What do y'all think? What are you thinking? You feel me? Mid. We gonna listen to some of the new music that came out too. I know Brockhampton and the rest of them niggas, you know, they dropping some shit too. But how y'all feeling about it? It's okay. It's good. Okay. I love that ad lib. I love that ad lib from bro. That's a great Drake ad lib. You ain't hear it yet? I mean, I wouldn't say it's a must listen, but it's better than the shit that we've gotten since like 2018. It's some decent highs on it. I know. Yeah. I agree with that.
Spin About You is my fav track.
I'm
what
not
is
really
your favorite song from Her Loss?
favorite
also,
song.
You looking real good, by the way.
What'd you just say? Hold on, wait a minute. What'd you just say? Oh. I thought you said something else. Thank you. I thought that was something way different in my head. That's crazy. Album is ass? Okay, it's not trash, bro. It's not trash. Drake has released much worse than this in the past 3-4 years. So it's definitely an upgrade. Does that mean that it's a classic because it's better than everything he's been dropping? No. And I think that's why a lot of his fans are going crazy right now, is because it's better for most people than the shit that he's been dropping. And now they feel like they just can say anything. I posted a picture of me listening to Smino earlier, and niggas was just constantly writing Drake. I'm like, bro, there's other music. Like, it's okay. I fuck with Drake too when he's good, but like, chill, nigga. Now I know you got to talk about the controversial.
Do you agree with this statement? If Drake's new album didn't have certain songs, it would have been Drake's best album.
No, I don't agree. The reason I don't agree is because this album, as decent as it is, like consistently, it doesn't have those highs that other records of Drake's does. Like, even though I'm not a fan of Scorpion, the highs on Scorpion still outweigh the highs on Her Loss, even though Her Loss is a more consistent record.
I like the album, but I won't lie, I'm annoyed he just pushed 21 into being like a glorified feature artist on the project.
Yeah, let me put this in here so y'all don't have to hear the echo or whatever. I'll just put these in my ears. But it's like I heard niggas was talking about like, oh, this is better than What a Time to Be Alive. I'm like, nigga, how? The pinnacle of What a Time to Be Alive trumps almost every record on this album. Like, what are you talking about? Sure, as a record, as an album is better than the past shit that he's been dropping, but like, let's not get it twisted.
Tapes?
You like this more than Dark Lane demo tapes? That's tough.
Did you see JPEG Mafia's take on Twitter?
I didn't. I saw him saying something about, about the Megan Thee Stallion diss, and I'll talk about that in a second.
Drake stans are crazy. Los gave it a 9.5.
I don't want to hear Los talk about anything Drake related. Like, he has to be doing it for a meme. Like, there's no way he's taking himself seriously when he talk about Drake. I just can't believe it. Second,
and I'll touch that nigga. It's going down.
Smino album, all over this. Not really a fair comparison in my opinion. Yeah, of course. But, I was just posting a picture of it and I just couldn't even, they wouldn't even allow me to enjoy another record. I can't really see right now. I'm gonna wait a second because my eyes gotta get adjusted. So, about the Megan bar. I can't dick suck Drake. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna keep going over and trying to come up with excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna keep trying to come up with excuses for this dude. It was a lame bar. At first I didn't hear it. And then after I listened to the record again, I skimmed through some of the songs again after my listen, and I'm like, oh, okay. That's odd. That's weird. Why are you inserting yourself into something that has absolutely nothing to do with you? I don't know if it's like clout related. I doubt it's clout because it's Drake, but it's very similar to like my issues with DaBaby and why he all of a sudden decided to come back and diss Megan Thee Stallion. It's just weird. Like, this has nothing to do with you. Now, of course, the reasons why they're dissing is different. For Baby is because he's trying to tell Party, hey, I fuck your bitch. And she ends up being used as a scapegoat for it. Whatever. But for Drake, it's like, why? What's the motivation? I don't even think he's that close with Tory Lanez. And so then I hear it's like, oh, it's a Jay Prince thing. And I'm like, okay, bro, but do you really, like, what are we doing? There's other shit for you to do. It just, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They don't have anything to do with him. And so my issue with Drake saying that is I would think that he would have the wherewithal to say, you know what? I don't know the full scope of the situation. Drake has been silent on many, many, many issues before. He's been, tight-lipped and mouth sealed on tons of subjects that affect everybody on a very large scale regularly, because it would appear that he's a smart enough businessman to know, okay, yeah, I probably shouldn't say anything about this until there's a conclusion, or I can at least come to a solid foundation of my own thoughts about this subject. I don't want to hop out the window on nothing. Drake has seemed to be that type of person as far as like having good PR. But like here, even if you don't believe Meg, it's like, why jump out the window like that? I don't get it. Normal niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like you and I, obviously we're going to have our opinions, but somebody as big as that breaking away and then saying something like that, knowing the backlash is going to cause when you don't know the outcome of the situation, just kind of crazy. And I get that some of Tory Lanez supporters will come back and be like, oh, well, that's what a lot of people did when Tory Lanez had his situation. But that's because the evidence, for the most part, when it's released to the public, not all of it, but for the most part, as it's released to the public, is obviously going to be one-sided against the person who's being accused. You can't pretend like Megan Thee Stallion at the time, being one of the biggest rappers or one of the biggest artists for a long time, coming out and making such a huge accusation, isn't going to get massive support from everyday people. And then the nigga that she's accusing is tight-lipped and silent during the initial, I don't know how long. It's not a good look. So obviously people are going to take sides, but like, I just didn't expect him to be that loose with it. That loose. I didn't think he would try that. Okay, hold on. Damn, really? Really? Hey, that's you. That's you. That's not me. But yeah, I just thought it was weird, bro. Thought he had better PR, thought he could do, but what evidence that she got shot when she said a lot of contradictory stuff. Look, at this point, it's not the same, but there are certain, like I said, levels of information where it's so easy to access that can confirm certain things. So again, if you still wondering or arguing about, oh, well, she wasn't even shot at this point, it's like, do you really need, like, there's nothing that can convince you if you're not even on board with what the injury was. Like, you don't have to believe it. You could be cool. You could be a normal person and wait until everything come out. You could be a normal person and just wait until everything come out. I think, when is the trial? In like 3-4 weeks? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know, man. Anyway, outside of that, I thought that Drake, outside of the bars, outside of the weird bars, I thought he was classic Drake. You know what I'm saying? In regular form. Could have gone without a couple tracks. Would have wanted 21 on there a bit more. Also would have liked the feature a bit more, but you know what I'm saying? I can't even hear what's going on because I got everything muted. My bad. Appreciate the gifted. That's my bad. I kind of ruined your moment. Appreciate the 20 gifted, 25 gifted. We love you. Who did that? Ruined? JR? Yo, chill. I can't even hear y'all. Oh my God. Oh God. I appreciate the 5 gifted done. Junior, we appreciate you. All right, bro, chill. See, this is crazy. I appreciate the 20 gifted strand sandwich. We love you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. They not even thinking about their mom. They not even considering like she could be going through.
It's going down in here. I'm with the money team.
Y'all not leaving no type of dividends for your family or for your mother. It's crazy. Would I have wanted a J. Cole verse? No. I would not have wanted J. Cole. I wouldn't have wanted anybody on this shit, to be honest. But I definitely think that he could have. It could have been such a fun. It could have been so much more fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a part of me that likes this album just as it is, but I definitely would have liked for them to make it a bit more like loose, a little bit more fun. You know, 21. I think it seemed like 21 might have been having fun. I think 21 was having some fun. I just think 21 was only allowed certain space to do what he wanted to do. It just felt like a very Drake-focused, Drake-centered album.
Dream collab YouTube video made. What do you think of Drake and Hov on like a lemon pepper freestyle type vibe?
Wait, who just said that? Off that Dream collab YouTube vid I made. What do you think of Drake and Hov on lemon pepper? I don't want to like.
And I touched that nigga. It's going down in here. I'm with the money team.
That vibe is something that I would reserve for Drake and not Drake, for Nas and Jay-Z. Even though I know they wouldn't do it.
It's going down in here. I'm with the money team.
I don't trust Drake's ability to just not throw like cringe into his verse at some point. Even though I'll give him credit on the one track he did.
Curious about your thoughts on the Sonder EP.
What was it? Middle of the Ocean? That was great.
Are we gonna act like the lyrics weren't corny AF though?
They were. There were a ton of corny lyrics.
And I
Ton of trash bars.
It's going down in here. I'm with the money team.
Ton of trash bars, but it was still, like I said, it was still cool. Still better than most of what he's been dropping. And the stuff that I didn't take to, the stuff that I didn't enjoy / like I said before, wasn't offensive enough to call trash. Like the worst shit on here, I can still see or understand someone liking.
Drake had 66% of the lyrics and 21 had 26%.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a collab. Not really a collab.
Drake cringed like the fact he said "per" in a track is crazy.
Well, only Drake would do it. If I gotta give that award to anybody, it'd have to be Drake. Big Shawn is ass. Why are you randomly hating on Big Shawn? He did nothing to you. But he would have been a detriment as a feature to this album.
And gave 21 6 days to add his verses.
21 has some decent bars. 21 has some decent bars.
WTT or her loss, which is the better duo?
Why is this a question? Hold on, who asked this? See, what the fuck is... What is W... Are you talking about Watch the Throne? Okay, he's trolling.
What do you think about the random Kanye diss?
I thought it's corny, bro. Like, why are you still dissing Kanye? Why are you still dissing Kanye? It don't help that you're Jewish. You're feeding into his narrative even more now. But, like, why are you dissing Kanye? Like, I'm so over them two niggas going back and forth. And I'm looking at Kanye and I'm like, yo, why is he the voice of reason in this situation? Why is Kanye the one sitting back like, hey, yo, yeah, peace, love, and positivity? Like, what the fuck? But these, that's what I'm trying to say. Drake, you probably haven't yet. You probably haven't yet. Oh, no. Oh, no. Is he going to read it? It says, Shawn, half of your fans are okay. Chill. Half of your fans are NPCs. Can you agree? And dick suck lot of mid trash taste in music. Have you thought about them 15-year-old that's top 3? So gay go.
Now that we got Drake and 21, can we get that Tyler and ASAP / Earl album now?
I'm glad I didn't read that out. Or listen to Gambino and now they think they know what rap is. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. I really don't. I would love to get Tyler the Creator and ASAP Rocky collab album. I would love that right now. But what I was saying was, this is one of the few times where it's like, I think the diss that I enjoyed the most was probably the most irrelevant one, and it was the diss against Serena Williams' husband. Just because of how messy it was and how typical Drake it was. Outside of that, every other diss from the Megan shit.
Also talk about the hentai.
No, unless y'all have recommendations. The Megan shit and the Kanye shit, literally, I just like skipped over it. It didn't add anything to the track. I wasn't shocked that he said it when I was listening to it. I'm just sitting here like, okay, nigga, and who cares? I don't care. Coming from Drake, it just don't sound. It don't hit the same way. It don't hit the way it's supposed to. I think. What about the Ice Spice?
Talk
this
about Drake
same
putting
thing.
hentai on his story.
There's nothing for me to say. I don't know what that had to do with anything. Now that I've listened to the album, I don't know what the hentai had to do with anything. I don't know what the rollout for 21 and Drake, you know, on Tiny Desk and on Howard
What's
Stern.
Your top 5 from her loss?
I don't know what that had to do with anything. Like literally, what was he cooking? What was he watching? My top 5 off her loss. Hold on. My number one definitely got to be Broke Boys. It's between Broke Boys and On Bullshit, right?
Drake really followed and DM'd Ice Spice saying she fire, unfollowed her then dissed her on his album. Why was he dissing so many people?
The weird thing about the Ice Spice shit is that I think that he flew her out or something like that, which is weird. It's weird because it don't beat the pedo allegations. And technically, I know that don't make him a pedo because she's of age, but it's weird, bro. It's weird. And she a newbie in the game, too. So it's like, damn, you really think that you probably gonna get it? I'm pretty sure. I could be lying. But I'm like 95% sure that the nigga flew her out or something. Or they had like this time together. And it's like, why? It's like, for what, bro? That's weird. But anyway, somebody said that Drake is going to have a moment.
NGL now with that rollout, I kinda wanna get a Drake album with a similar concept as The Minstrel Show. A great album. But I wanna see Drake handle a concept album.
I don't because when I thought he was going to follow a concept, Certified Lover Boy literally just like came and went. Certified Lover Boy was the opportunity, I feel like, for Drake to stick to this idea that he is just like this nerdy ass guy and he's just like falling head over heels for every chick that he encounters and shit like that. But he didn't. So I don't think he's going to ever go with a concept. And if he does, I don't think he's going to stick to it for a whole album because either his ego or his insecurities is going to get in the way and he's going to ruin what the concept of the record is supposed to be. COB is still hard. Okay, I mean, that's your opinion.
Drake is so weird for some of the shit he said on this album.
I agree.
Misogynist Future better.
You know what's crazy though? Here's the fucked up part. I think Future is low key. I think Drake is low key worse than Future when it comes to the treatment of women. Cause Future gets so much shit, but that's always definitely why I've liked Future and I've liked The Weeknd, because they've always been outright upfront with how they treat the people that they with. When it comes to Drake, even when he's making music, this nigga is so like low key and manipulative and like grimy with some of the shit that he tries to do. It's like, it's not to the point where it's like, oh, this nigga kind of crazy. It's to the point where it's like, yo, you might have to watch out for this nigga. Like, you might have to watch him. Like, he moving a little weird. It's not even on no like, oh, I can't believe he said it. I'm like, yo, why is he doing that? Why are you inviting Ice Spice out? What are y'all gonna do? It's just kind of strange. Like, what's going on with Buddy? And this ain't the first time. It's just like, bro, you really not trying to beat these allegations. And so that's why it's like, somebody told me, and I also read today, like, hey, y'all got like a couple years left to listen to Drake before whatever happens. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean by that? And one of them was a vague tweet, but I literally heard that from somebody that's quote unquote reputable a couple years ago. And I'm like, what the fuck about to come out? What do you mean? You're like, oh, no, what? You gonna see. And I'm like, okay. And so when I see him move like this and do shit like this, it's like, there might be some, you know what I'm saying? Some, what is the word? Some credit to give to that. Some authenticity or whatever. Because it's just so much shit that I hear him say. I'm just like, bro, like he be like scouting out these young girls that are like just into the industry. We saw him do it with Georgia Smith, seeing him do it with Ice Spice, saw these other previous examples. And then the way the nigga be talking on these records, like trying to isolate the women that he's with so that they can't receive like financial support from anybody else, and then threatening them by putting their old lifestyle in their face, and then saying, if you don't act right, I'm gonna put you back in this environment. You don't have your parents around. I'm trying to be in there. It's just, I just want to like, yo, don't come nowhere near me, bro. Like that's not the vibe that I'm trying to have. I don't know what the fuck happened with Millie Bobby Brown, bro. I don't know why he was texting her. I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know about Billie. I don't know anything about the Billie Eilish shit. But I just know some of the shit, like I said, it's not that it rubs me the wrong way. It leaves a bad taste, and it also has me looking at Drake a different way. Like, you should never be doing that. You should never be doing that, ever. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I can't lie to you. But I mean, if I ignore those things, right? But like keeping all that in context, right? Keeping all that in context. That's why it's so hard for me to be upset with him talking about this Megan Thee Stallion shit, because it's like, do you expect anything else? This is the same person here. If he's willing to do all these other things and publicly still not be condemned for those things, it's like, you know what? Am I shocked that he could throw this into a song casually? I'm not. It is what it is.
He def a predator.
So we gonna see what happens, you know what I'm saying, come November 24th to the 28th or the 28th or something like that. I don't remember when the trial date is. And we gonna see what happens, you know what I'm saying? And then hopefully at a time where talking about that stuff
Shawn,
publicly will mean something.
Like Meg should leave Twitter and hop in the studio if she's really that mad.
No.
Also, remember when Drake used to be the one rapper that wouldn't call women bitches?
I don't think it's Meg's responsibility to respond to niggas about an active court case.
The community as a whole gives Future's corniness a pass but draw the line with Drake? To me that's crazy considering Future is older.
Future is, like I said, totally different. And the persona that Future has is totally different than the persona that Drake has. Future at the end of the day could make some trash music, but that's about as far as it goes. Like, I generally don't look at Future's music and look at him like, oh, like he's trying to like coerce or manipulate or like put himself in a position. Like, I think Future is actually probably, the way he presents himself in his music is probably very argumentative with women his age. I haven't seen or heard anything regarding Future where he tried to get with some girl where it's a big age gap, where he's trying to get with some girl where it's like, oh my God, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure.
Surprising that out of the big four, Drake is the only one not to drop some sort of higher concept album.
Who's the big four? You talking about Kanye, Drake, Kendrick, and Cole? Conceptually speaking, you're right. Impact wise, he's got Take Care, but Future past 40. Maybe he's talking about Wayne. I think it's more Kanye probably. Tyler is not in the big four. Stop it. Anyway, no, I don't think it's Megan's responsibility to respond
big
to any of
is
this.
Kanye, Drake, Tyler, and Kendrick.
You're capping. You're wilding. Joji did release an album tonight. We gonna listen to that too. But yeah, like I don't think it's her responsibility at all to respond. Drake don't understand that when he says stuff like this, he makes it worse for all parties involved.
So what you're saying is that Future and The Weeknd can get a pass 'cause they come off more natural and honest than Drake. If that's how you feel, then I agree.
Well, that and
The difference between Future, The Weeknd and Drake is because Drake wants to sometimes act like he's a nice guy, while The Weeknd and Future never tried to put on a facade.
well, that and there's no public record of them trying to get with little people. There's no stories of these niggas, you know what I'm saying, talking to people like 30,000 years younger than them. You know what I mean by little people, okay? Kids, children, or people just exiting adolescence. It's not a good look. Drake has a forgiving audience. To a lot of people, he can do no wrong. He's always going to get a pass. Yeah, until he can't.
Drake has a forgiving audience. To a lot of people, he can't do no wrong. He's always gonna get a pass.
But like I was saying, and then we'll end this convo and move on into like some music. Y'all make it. I think y'all have made, and like I said,
I don't really like J. Cole, but like Kendrick has almost all of his albums be concepts. Kanye has again almost everything except Jeek, and all of Tyler's albums have some sort of story.
I mean, sure. But Tyler is not, like, he just, by like, I think 2019 solidified Tyler. 2019 solidified Tyler. So I don't think he's in that conversation still yet. Even though I think he's great. He's good. He's getting up there, bro. He's definitely getting up there. I think people have made this such a terrible experience. For people going forward because they've treated everybody involved like it was a spectacle. And so every time somebody has an opinion about, you know what I'm saying, Megan Thee Stallion's case or something like that, it's almost like forcing it's almost like you're forcing her to say something about it. And it's just kind of weird when you put so much attention on it, you draw so much attention, and then this person is, I'm sure Megan Thee Stallion, as soon as people read that Drake bar and they heard it, I'm sure she got added thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times, calling her a liar, saying you're crazy, saying Tory didn't do it, that's why he innocent, that's why he got away with it, that's why XYZ, that's why this, that's why that. I just wouldn't do it. Even if I believed it, I wouldn't do it because I know at the very least this person was still definitely harmed. And I should just wait, knowing the, you know what I'm saying, the amount of influence and the amount of power and the amount of, you know what I'm saying, following that I have. Probably shouldn't bring this up because it's not going to be handled in a good way, especially given, you know what I'm saying, how my audience is. If Nicki Minaj is smart enough to understand how to weaponize her audience, knowing that her even liking a tweet is going to get certain people certain negative attention, Drake 100% knows the repercussions of him saying some shit like that at someone who a lot of people are already on the fence about believing anyway. So it definitely was intentional. And I just don't know why he jumped out the window on that. That's just really weird to me. There's mad other shit that you could have done, but it's just like that got me feeling different. You know what I'm saying? Because Meg a liar. Okay, bro. That's what you say. If that's how you feel. Outside of that, that's about all I really got to say about the Drake record. I know somebody asked me my top 5 on the album for Her Loss, so like once again, let's go back into it. I really like Broke Boys. Middle of the Ocean is great. On Bullshit is great. Back Outside Boys, I like that. I like the cool little laid back vibe of that one. And I'm trying to have a fifth one. I can't really say I have a fifth one because the rest of the records kind of blend together in terms of my enjoyability. But I would say maybe Pussy and Millions. I think that's a cool track. And outside of that, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm really taking away from it. But the other stuff that I don't like as much isn't offensive enough to call trash. Outside of Hours in Silence, that track is a snooze fest. I don't know how people are calling that great. I know people are probably I knew when I was listening to that people was gonna go crazy over it probably, but like that is one of the most boring Drake tracks I think he's ever made. And 21, I'm glad that he was barely on it, but when he was on it, it was cringe as fuck. So Privileged Rappers, you saying you like that, or are you saying it's trash? I didn't mind Privileged Rappers, but I'm definitely not gonna listen to it again if I got it my way. I don't know, something about the instrumental that isn't grabbing me. Duke still got the most replay value, and after that, the Future Project. Yeah, I like that Duke Deuce record. I don't know what he was doing with that Halloween album, but the first shit he dropped, yeah, that was fire. I heard Trippie Redd was supposed to be dropping too, but I guess that might have got delayed, or maybe it's not coming at all. The most disappointing part of the album is how little 21 was on the album. We only got Drake and 21 going back and forth for once. Yeah, that's true. I don't want to hear Drake and Cardi. What was that top 3 chat? I wasn't listening. That was top 5. Love Letter 5. Bodie dropped an album. Damn, again? Nah, 21 didn't carry. I would have liked to hear 21 more, but like I said, he wasn't on it as much. I don't know why, but he just wasn't there as much.